Yesterday was crazy at the club as there were a lot of transfer stories emerging. We covered it all in yesterday's video as we agreed 4 deals. But today is just as busy as we will continue to cover all the latest transfer stories whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Alex Vale has said an emotional goodbye to the Celtic support after his loan spell from Barcelona was cut short this month. The 20-year-old fullback arrived in the summer and made 19 appearances in green and white, helping the Hoops secure silverware and compete in Europe. However, with game time limited, Barcelona opted to recall the player and send him on loan to Serie B side Como. During his brief stint at Celtic Park, Vale contributed to the club's success, including a memorable League Cup triumph against Rangers. He also featured in the Champions League, marking a key milestone in his young career. Despite his limited opportunities, Vale took to Instagram to express his gratitude to Celtic, its fans, and the experiences he gained in Glasgow. "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to join such a big and historic club like Celtic," Vale wrote. "I've made my Champions League debut, and I have won the first title of my professional career. It was short, but I tried to enjoy and give my best every day for the badge, and for its amazing fans, massive part of the club. Thanks again for everything." The defender departs with well wishes from the Celtic support, who saw glimpses of his quality during his short stay. Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers allowed the early termination of Vale's loan to facilitate his development elsewhere, with the Hoops now looking to the future. The club has already moved swiftly to address Vale's departure, confirming that Kieran Tierney has signed a pre-contract agreement to return to Celtic this summer. The fan favourite's return would provide a significant boost to the left-back position, though there is a possibility of an early deal being struck with Arsenal to bring him in before the end of the January transfer window. We wish Vale all the best. Now for the main story, as Celtic midfielder Arne Engels has the potential to develop into a world-class player, according to former Hoops icon Stilian Petrov. The Belgian midfielder, who joined Celtic for a club record £11 million from FC Augsburg on the final day of the 2024 summer transfer window, endured a slow start to life in Glasgow, but is now thriving under Brendan Rodgers. With multiple Man of the Match awards under his belt, big performances on the biggest stage and tying down a regular starting spot in the team, he's establishing himself in Celtic's midfield. He's catching the eye of many now, including Stan Petrov. Speaking to the media, Petrov was full of praise for the Belgian's all-round ability and tipped him to reach the top level if he continues to develop at Celtic. He has all the tools to become an elite or world-class player. Technically, tactically, and physically, especially. He's got all the attributes. He's in the right place playing at Celtic because if he continues to develop in the same way, that will create an even bigger winning mentality in him. He's working with a really great manager who does develop players, does develop their play, and it's something that will help him. But also, having players like Callum McGregor, who has seen many good players going through the club, he will guide him in the right direction and make sure that he produces performances at the right level. Engels' slow start in Glasgow raised some eyebrows, with fans and pundits questioning whether the £11 million outlay was justified. However, Brendan Rodgers took a measured approach, gradually integrating the midfielder and allowing him to adjust to the demands of playing for Celtic. Now, Engels is becoming a vital part of the team, contributing both offensively and defensively and impressing with his work rate, creativity and intelligence on the ball. There's a lot more to come from the midfielder, and it's even been rumoured that Celtic staff have been amazed by how unbelievable he has been in training as of late. In other news, Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers has confirmed that the club have reached a pre-contract agreement with Kieran Tierney, paving the way for the left-back's return to his boyhood team in the summer. The Arsenal defender, who left Celtic for the English Premier League in 2019 for a record £25 million fee, has been heavily linked with a move back to Glasgow in recent weeks. Now, Rodgers has revealed that Tierney's return is officially set for the 2025/26 season. Brendan Rodgers confirmed the news, saying, "Ideally, it would happen in January, but he's still an Arsenal player. We have agreed that a move will definitely take place in the summer. If a move can take place beforehand, then great." Celtic News also revealed last week that Kieran Tierney had agreed on a pre-contract. Celtic will now look to explore the possibility of bringing Tierney back on loan for the remainder of the current season. Tierney has struggled for game time at the Emirates under Michael Arteta and has been linked with moves to clubs across Europe. However, his desire to return to Celtic has played a key role in the club securing his long-term future. Rodgers also addressed the situation regarding Barcelona loanee Alex Valle, confirming that the young left-back has returned to Barcelona ahead of a move to Serie A side Como. Valle, who joined Celtic on loan in the summer, had limited opportunities at the club and will now look to further his development in Italy. Alex won't play again, sadly. He is in Barcelona at the moment and he will move on to another team. In other news, Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers has played down reports linking the club with a move for Sarpsborg winger Sondre Eretsa during the January transfer window. The 21-year-old Norwegian has been on Celtic's radar for some time, with reports earlier suggesting the Scottish champions had launched an opening bid. However, when asked directly about the rumoured bid during a media conference on Tuesday, Rodgers seemed unaware of any such developments. "I'm not aware of that, so I don't know," the Celtic boss said when pressed on the speculation. It was previously reported that Celtic had been in discussions with Sarpsborg about a potential move for the Norway U21 international. The winger has reportedly caught the attention of clubs across Europe, with teams from France and Italy also monitoring his situation. Sarpsborg's sporting director, Hampus Andersson, has publicly stated that the club's preference is to retain Eretsa until at least the end of their season, adding that the young winger remains a highly valued player in their squad. While Rodgers' comment suggests he is not personally involved in any negotiations for Eretsa, it is worth noting that Celtic's recruitment process involves multiple parties, including the club's scouting department and head of football operations. It would not be unusual for discussions to take place without the manager being involved at this stage, particularly if Celtic are still evaluating their options. Lastly, Celtic have been dealt a major blow ahead of their crucial Champions League group stage finale against Aston Villa, with Brendan Rodgers confirming that key defender Cameron Carter-Vickers will miss the match. The USA international was absent from training on Tuesday, and Rodgers later confirmed his unavailability for Wednesday's showdown at Villa Park. Alex Valle, meanwhile, will not be available for the match either, with the Barcelona loanee set to undergo a medical at Serie A side Como on Wednesday. Valle's loan at Celtic is being cut short to facilitate the move, with Barcelona and Celtic agreeing to terminate his deal earlier than planned. Valle's departure comes as Celtic prepare for Kieran Tierney's confirmed return to the club, with Tierney's pre-contract agreement completed and a potential loan deal for the remainder of this season still in the works. Despite the excitement surrounding Jota's return to Celtic earlier this week, the Portuguese winger will not feature against Aston Villa as UEFA registration rules prevent him from being included in the squad for the league stage clash. Carter-Vickers' absence means Brendan Rodgers will need to reshuffle his backline for this encounter. Liam Scales and Austin Trusty are likely to form the central defensive partnership, with Greg Taylor and Alistair Johnston on either flank. The good news is that Cameron Carter-Vickers should be fine for the weekend against Motherwell. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you.